Another important subject is, of course, how things are going to be done. How is the question. What is the answer then? Well, the answer is that is described in what we call the processes, the project processes. Within PMI, we define 47 different processes. If you look at other descriptions of project management, there are different numbers, but they all describe virtually the same thing. Processes are therefore grouped together in what we call knowledge areas. Now, the project management knowledge areas are normally defined to be 10 different knowledge areas. The first one is what we call the integration management. That describes how all different bits and pieces are integrated into an entity. Like the production of the project plan, which is discussed earlier, that's a typical process within the integration management. How we handle changes, integrated change management, is a process within the integration management knowledge area, because that could affect anything within the project. The second project knowledge area is what we call project scope management, which deals with requirements. How do we handle requirements? How do we gather requirements? How do we select requirements? How do we follow requirements? How do we verify them? Processes that are associated with requirements are grouped within scope management. The next knowledge area is time management. That deals with how we estimate time, how we build a time plan, how we identify the total duration of the project during the planning phase, for example. Anything to do with time. Processes that deals with time are grouped in the project knowledge area time management. Cost management is the same thing as time, but deals with costs. Cost estimates, budgeting, how do we measure it, etc. Anything to do with cost. Project quality management deals with how to make sure that we meet the customer needs, how to make sure that we meet the stakeholders' expectations. Quality is all about expectations. If we meet expectations, we have delivered something that our customer, that our stakeholder sees as a product of quality. Human resource management deals with how to form teams, how to build a team out of a group of people, how to select the right people for the right team, and also how team develops. Team changes during the duration of the project. Project communication management is probably one of the more important parts. As a project manager, communication is really the key to success. You deal with communication some 80% of your time. Whether it is communication one-to-one, whether it's communication by presentation to a group, whether it's communication on writing documents, reports, etc. You need to master communication. That's really the key to success. Project risk management is about uncertainties. Risk in the project sense is an uncertainty. A risk, we say, is defined by 3 parameters. It's an event, and the event is always in the future. The event has a probability to happen. It's not 100%, might or it might not happen. And if it happens, it will affect us one way or another, positively or negatively. So risk, therefore, is not purely negative. Risk could be positive as well. That's why we call it's an uncertainty, something that might affect the project one way or another. Procurement management is about buying things. As a project manager, you sometimes need to buy things. You need to buy materials, you need to hire a consultant, and in the procurement knowledge area, we deal with different types of contract. How do you select the right supplier? What type of contract should you choose, etc. Finally, the 10th knowledge area is the stakeholder management. How do we manage stakeholders? How do we first of all identify the stakeholders? How do we prioritize the important stakeholders to this particular project? And how do we manage them during the project life cycle? That is, how do we keep them informed about what we are going to do in the project? So those are the 10 knowledge areas. Integration management, scope management, time management, cost management, quality management, human resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, and finally stakeholder management.